Hello, Internet! This is Hannah Rose Crabtree with Pocket Mansions as my tiny house business, but I'm really here on behalf of the Washington State Tiny House Association, which basically exists to help tiny houses become legal, to help tiny house communities become legal, and has been working for well over a year to get tiny house bills and legislation in front of the state Senate. And as of a couple days ago, basically just got word that this is finally going to be in front of the state Senate. So this is incredibly huge, and I really need the Internet's help to make sure that these bills pass, because this means that people could live legally in tiny houses. This means that tiny houses could be built on foundations on land legally. This means tiny house villages and communities and all these things could happen legally. This means millions and millions of dollars in funding that has been set aside in Washington specifically for affordable housing could be utilized for tiny home builders to build these communities with tiny houses. I mean, this is massively important. It has taken well over 10 years for groups of tiny house builders to get tiny house code actually written in the International Residential Code that passed a couple of years ago, and now it's been moving state by state to get adopted on a state basis. Then it will have to be adopted on a county by county basis. So it is a process. It's been a long time coming, but as we all know, we have an affordable housing crisis. So this is incredibly important. So whether you are somebody that builds tiny houses, lives in tiny houses, one day hopes to be in a tiny house, or just wants this to be an affordable option for people to live in legally and safely, please help us. You can either come to the Senate hearings, which would be incredible. If you can't come, you can send emails, you can make phone calls, you can spread the word, you can give to the GoFundMe for the Washington State Tiny House Association. There are so many things that you can do to help. So if you care about tiny houses in Washington, if you care about tiny houses anywhere, you can help. So there will be lots of information in the link below this video. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting tiny houses.